Get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be? Baby squad up, we finna go deep. Riding on a team, got what you need. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down, when I hit the town, you should slide.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
We made it.
Welcome
Happy
back
Wednesday.
to another episode of the Humble Baddies podcast. I'm your girl, Ashley Nicole.
And I am Alexis Welch Stoudemire, and we are the Humble Baddies.
Humble Baddies.
Happy Wednesday, Ash.
Happy Wednesday, Lex. What's
Also
going
known as
on?
Hump Day. Just taking care of business. I had a me date, a solo date yesterday.
Okay.
So took care of all kinds of stuff first, and then went to the beach, got service on the beach, and just had wine and lunch, and then went to the spa.
A good beach day.
Yeah, it ended with the spa, like a good 90-minute massage. Oh, it was just wonderful. It was something I needed for myself, and I feel so rejuvenated and better. And I do this from time to time, but my body was saying, Lex, you need to take a time out and relax. I feel like from chefing it up on the weekends and staying in those long hours, it's turned into I'm starting to have back issues. And so like I'm learning how
Let's
to.
keep having back issues from
I
being
know.
in the kitchen.
But it's from standing, it's knife work, it's just moving around, it's constant movement. So my body's adjusting to the new change. And so I'm fine with it. So now I know how to adjust myself, my posture, and take care of my body, drinking water, as well as getting these massages. I need them. So
You doing this internship, this is no joke. Like you really in there chopping it up, like chefing it up. Like
yes,
you
you
were
gotta come
really
see
hands
me.
on.
Y'all gotta come see me this
I'm
weekend.
gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm out of town. I was out of town last weekend. I'm out of town this weekend. I'm out of town next weekend. But I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming. I just gotta figure out when I'm coming. But I definitely want to come support you. I've already had your food, so I already know.
Well, the good thing is this is technically my food, but not really my food. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the restaurants, but I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
good.
definitely gonna come out and support you out there. And I can't wait, like just to see you in your element, see you doing your thing. I mean, I know you've been working so hard. I would run into you at Soho House working on your homework and your tests, and I would call you and I would see you, in the kitchen doing your assignments. So I know how hard you work on this, and I know you're almost at the end. So
Almost at the end.
I can't wait. I can't wait to come and
I'm
support you.
excited. I'm excited. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And we missed you on Monday.
Yeah, girl, it's hard out here. The summertime, it's getting tricky with the traveling. But this weekend wasn't about me. It was all about my husband. They have an alumni program for the Raiders. He played for the Raiders actually only for 1 year out of his career. He played for 10 years, but he played for the Raiders for 1 year. And what's I love about the Raiders organization is they really take care of their alumni. And I can't say that for any other organization. And, he played on 4 teams. So I know I can't account for all the organizations, but I haven't heard of any other team taking care of not just their players, their current players, but their alumni the way that the Raiders organization does. So they fly the alumni. If you played for one game, child, you once a Raider, always a Raider. They fly you and your caregiver. So if that's your wife, if that's your mom, your bestie, your cousin, them, whoever, they bring you out and they have a whole wellness weekend. And they check you from the rooter to the tutor. If you need a mental health therapist, they'll set you up with somebody. I had a ultrasound on my heart.
Oh, wow.
They're doing mammograms. They're doing hearing tests. They're doing everything that you need to make sure that, you know, you're being checked out. Because, you know, some of these guys, they don't want to go to the doctor, even though they may have all these benefits and stuff, you know, provided for them. Men can be, you know, stubborn and not make the appointment. So I just love that they bring all of that to the facility, and, you know, they offer everything they need right then and there to get it done. And then it's just nice to, for the alumni to feel wanted, because, you know, the NFL is like, it stands for not for long. So once your time is done and the lights is off, those lights are off. So it's just a beautiful thing to see how they still care for the alumni. And I mean, when I say there are legends there, there are players who played in the 70s, you know, it's all age groups. And just to see them supported and loved on and educated, because they have an expo, they bring people to teach them about, you know, not just their bodies, but what's going on, how to deal with things. You know, it's just a beautiful weekend to come together and to support them in that way. So shout out to the Raiders organization.
Shout out to the Raiders for real. I like that. That's actually dope. Is this the annual thing they do?
It's an annual thing they do. And then they also have an alumni weekend. So in August, they bring everybody back out. And it's more of just like a fun weekend where they, you know, set up different events and the guys can just hang out. And, you know, you can bring your loved one with you. And I do want to say the ladies have a presence there. They do have classes for the women. Ladies Playbook. I know you met a Toya girl since she was there. The off the field NFL Wives was there. So, you know, our presence is there. We have a place there. We're supported. We're there to give support. So it's just all in all a beautiful, beautiful thing that they have going on. And I hope the other teams pick up on it, because all the players need it.
That's amazing. You call it a caretaker that was able to reap the benefits too, because that is so necessary. Whatever your spouse or someone like mother, aunt, whoever needs that weekend, or, you know, those few days, that's crucial too. So I think that's great that they're involving, you know, whomever that person chooses to be there with him and get some treatment as well, because it does take a village. And, you know, we keep forgetting about, we can
take care of, you know,
correct,
your Raiders. So I think it's important, and it's beautiful, you know, what they have going on, like to really think about every little thing like that is just amazing. They really do a great job with that. So that's what I was doing this weekend. It was all about the Raiders and the alumni, and I love it. Like, I had a great time. I can't wait to go back in August for their alumni. We go to a game and we just get to hang out and have a lot of fun. But it's in Vegas. The Raiders are in Vegas now. When we were there, when we played for the Raiders, we were in Oakland.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Night and day. Now you have Vegas. You get Vegas.
You get Vegas. So, you know, a little Vegas weekend every now and then is cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A little Vegas here and there. But you know what?
It was just you two? No kids, right?
No kids, girl.
Oh, so y'all had a nice little weekend away. Yes. We love that.
A good little week. Went to all the good restaurants.
Health and wellness on another level.
It was nice. And you know, I was born in Vegas. So it's like, I don't feel attached to it in any way. You know, my dad was in the military, so I was born there because he was stationed at Nellis Air Force Base. But I just, every time I'm there, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I was born here. Like, it's just so weird. Like, I don't feel any kind of like connection. I'm very much an Atlanta girl. That's where I claim. Yeah. Little Chris performed while we were there at our hotel. So that was really cool. That little piece of Atlanta there while we were there. So I don't know, it was a great weekend, girl. It was a great.
I love that. I love that. Well, I'm glad you all were able to get away. I'm glad that y'all got your health checked out and your mind right. And here we are back again. So I love that for y'all.
Girl. So speaking of Luda, the BET Awards was this past, what was that, last night or the night before?
Last night, I believe.
That's crazy. I feel like my days are just.
It happens to the best of us.
But yeah, I saw Ludacris was there, and he did the Usher. They did a tribute And it was, I mean, I thought the awards this year were very reminiscent. Is that the word? No,
Reminiscent of, like,
that's not the word then.
what you thinking? What you
What's the
thinking?
word that you say where it reminds you? Oh, nostalgic.
Okay.
That's what I had meant to say. Nostalgic. It just like reminded me of like award shows back in the day because they did like the 106
Mm.
Park tribute. You know, they had a little Bow Wow perform. Sierra should have
106 in
performed.
Park.
Yeah, the
Shout
106
that
Park.
out. Yeah, I like that. It was nostalgic. That is the word. And it was very reminiscent of
Oh,
going back in time
period.
when we were there and we were into
Vocabulary.
videos, because now our children are looking at videos,
You
on
don't watch
TikTok.
video?
No, it's not the same anymore. They're watching streamers, they're watching video games, they're watching other people play video games. It's just,
I
this is what they
know
do.
it's so different now. I
Yeah,
remember
remember we
coming
used to tune
home.
in.
Yes, I couldn't wait to turn the TV on and watch 106 in Park and watch that same
Yeah,
down. The numbers ain't changed in so
yeah.
long, but it didn't matter because I needed to watch it all the way
Yeah.
down to number one.
And that's how we learned how to dance too, low key. We wanted to know who was wearing the best sneakers, what the best jewelry was. They were into, remember the jerseys, the oversized clothes and the fashion and the newest trends. Like that's how we got our trends, was literally tuning into that. And so I liked shout out to the BET Awards though, because it does bring back like that essence of who we are. And we're so much, we are R&B, we're soul, we're rock, we're hip hop, we are gospel, all in country, all of these
Everything.
territories, pop, rock, everything you can imagine, jazz and all of that. So I just love to see it because it is nostalgic, how it does take us back. Because I love that they brought out like Kirk Franklin, I
Yes.
feel like I was watching it with Asada, the parts that I did get to see, and she's like, "Who's this?" I'm like, "Oh, this is the education level, because now our kids are going back and singing these songs that have been remixed, and now
Right,
I
but
know
they
how
don't know
my
the
parents are.
original.
Yeah, I know my parents are like, we've heard that before, like maybe somebody remixed the Marvin Gaye vibe or something, but
But
like,
the difference, I feel like when our generation sample songs, we knew the original too. Like we heard our parents,
but those are from our parents though too,
yeah,
like,
we
yeah.
heard it. These kids these days, they think they know everything and that this
They
is
don't.
something new that just came out. Like, baby, no, this done been remixed 2 or 3 times at
Yeah,
this point,
yeah.
honey bun.
It's like but it's like at the other end of it, it's giving artists streaming, again, their songs that were older too. Like I was
Yeah.
looking at my daughter's TikTok the other day, and she had reposted like this song right now. It's Jeezy and Akon Soul Survivor. And now it's like trending on TikTok. So it's like taking off. She's like, "Mom, this is a dope song." I'm like, what? We've been there, done that already, but it's back. So here we are. It's new to them. And they're the ones streaming. So it's like low key. It's just like it's helpful on so many levels.
Wave. It's the new wave.
Yeah,
And
but the BET Awards were dope. The parts I did see, they did a tribute to Jamie Foxx,
mhm.
who is well deserved after the year he's had. And just I forgot like about his hits. He's a comedian. His songs, as well as he acts. So I mean, I was just like, dang, he is so talented and has Oscars. So like this guy is top
And
level.
not
So
to mention, he just came back from that whole health scare. So
absolutely.
I'm glad he was able to, receive his flowers while he's still here
And
because,
that's what I feel they do.
mhm,
Because we
yeah,
definitely get overlooked, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But
So
yeah,
that
it's
was
good to
great.
see
That was a great
everybody.
tribute. That was a good pick. Sometimes with the
Yeah.
tribute, I feel like they're a little like overdue or like, why did they pick this? But you know what?
Mhm.
That was a good pick for this tribute for this awards.
You know
But
who
also, what about the fashions? The fashions are always a hot topic at the BET Awards. There were a lot of risky outfits. Some look like Fashion Nova. Some look
like
like, I don't know. They didn't take enough time. They didn't pay the stylists they coins this year. Some of the people had a lot to say. Somebody said that what's her name? Young Miami. They said she was given, oh no, the comment was, I guess she don't got them Diddy coins no more because her dress wasn't,
Mm.
fitting.
I
That's
didn't see Young Miami's dress, but that was rude and not
it was
nice.
rude, but it wasn't given. Her dress was not.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I know who I can tell you who did look good though. I thought Keke Palmer looked phenomenal
Okay.
from hair to toe. I also thought Latoya Luckett looked really good. Those are the
Latoya
two that
Luckett
stood
did
out
look
to me.
beautiful. I thought her.
Yeah, I love that dress on her and her hair, just everything. So I look at the full thing I look at the full image from hair all the way down to the toes. You know what I mean? You got to see the full look.
Yeah.
I thought they were pretty dope.
Well, Tisha Campbell, they didn't like her look either. They said she looked like that fish from that one kids movie. But they were also talking about how she recently got a mommy makeover. And they were saying that she kind of maybe threw her friends under the bus because she was like, yeah, I told my friends to go get a mommy makeover and they didn't. And she named them, I think it was I can't remember who she said. But people were just like, why would you tell other people's business like that? Like, okay, you got a mommy makeover. You don't need to tell everybody else's business. And also they were like, you didn't just have babies. So is it a mommy makeover or did you just go get a BBL? Which one is it?
She looked good. I feel like everyone, especially in Hollywood, has some nip tuck maintenance, something, right? But the beautiful blessing is about it is you do what you want to do to your body on your time at the end of the day. So whether it is a BBL, a snatched waist, some breast implants, some, you know, facial, whatever you want to do for yourself, do it. I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna have people who gonna compliment you and you're gonna have people who gonna hate on you. It just is what it is. But it's about you at the end of the day, what your confidence exuding. And it's about them coins too. You know what I mean? Like she probably is seeing herself on television. She is a public figure. And I feel like again, people are gonna be like, "Oh, she looking rough. She need to go get nip and tuck." Okay, maybe she wasn't ready for it at the time.
They were just mad because she was putting her friend's business out. Like, oh, I
Yeah,
told my
like
girls to
to do
go.
the same.
And also, they were just like, girl, that's not a mommy makeover. Your kids are grown.
I guess
Like,
she's a mom, but I guess a seasoned
no.
mom.
Yeah, no, it's just you went and got your body done. You got a BBL or lipo. Just say that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, just say that.
I
You
did
know?
notice like low key recently, like for example, Kylie Jenner has been more open about her plastic surgery. Like
Everybody went
somebody was
crazy
like,
when she said what
exactly.
size she had. And I'm like, does that really make a difference to y'all? Like, are y'all really gonna run out and say, oh, I want the 440cc just like Kylie Jenner? Like,
Yeah, they will.
that's crazy to
They
me.
will. And their doctor is gonna be like, she has a different body, she has a
That's
different everything. And
how it works.
no, you can't have it. We're gonna give you what we can give you.
That's so
That's
interesting.
what's happening.
The amount of weight that, anything that these celebrities say have on their fans. It's scary because what if she was like, you know what, I'm on crack now. Like I do crack on the weekends. So y'all gonna go be crackheads now? You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Whatever they say goes. And if you're not teaching, that's why you got to monitor these handhelds at times, because it's harder out here for anyone in general now. Like people are telling you, like, I look up and people are getting news off of the gram now of social media, and it's far from true. People have there's propaganda, like all that stuff propaganda going on. I'm sorry, everything. So politics is now being involved, and then this is how you're spending money. It's influencers, it's lifestyle, it's cooking techniques, and this health scare, and this way of accessing this, and now you can click and shop and it comes right to you. So everything on this handheld device is becoming a source of everything. It's a therapist, it's a moon tracker, it's a grocery counter, it's the everything you can imagine. So making people spend money, and you spending the most money when you see advertisements. And at the end of the day, social media is an advertisement.
Yeah,
Pick what you want to buy.
I just recently bought me some Kylie Jenner lips.
See what I'm saying? It could be her lip. Like, that's why do you think she became a billionaire? It was off of the influence of her followers and posts, and also being in these places, and then having like her lip kit, it became very popular that she had her lip kit, you know what I mean? And then we're like, wait, but we've seen your lips pre and now, you know what I'm saying, post. So we know that's not from these lip kits, but most people didn't know that, you know what I mean? So
it works. She out there selling lip gloss and selling dreams.
Yeah, shout out to Tisha though. Like, do whatever makes you happy. She look good, and I'm sure she seems happy, and it's probably fueled from a lot of things too, because she's also recently divorced from her husband of however many decades and life partner. So like, this is a rejuvenation time. This is when you get your snap back and your mind right, and really get yourself together, because she now back out there. So be your best self back out there in them streets.
Yeah, I would say for the most part, I think the men looked the best on the BET red carpet this year. I think the men really, they came with it. And there were a lot of African designers as well. And I just wanted to put that out there. I loved to see that.
Yeah.
I loved seeing KJ Smith. She accidentally gave out the gender of her baby. You know, KJ, she plays on that show Sisters.
Oh yes, I did see that. I did see that.
Up and told everybody she's having a baby girl, so congrats to her. I mean, it was a whole bunch of like little things that I just love to see that made the BET Awards seem just a little bit more like in touch, more personable, more, I don't know, what we love as, why we tune into BET. I feel like it's getting back to its roots, it's making everybody feel more human again.
I like that. I like that a lot. Especially, it's just a resurgence of how popular it's becoming, and I love it for us. I love that I could sit with my daughter and explain to her who Ashanti is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
who Ashanti is.
All these people just like, who is this, mommy? But then there was a few, obviously, like your Drakes and Kendricks and Party Next Door.
Mariah Carey got her first BET award at this show.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
Overdue and well deserved.
Very much overdue. Yeah. So like, here we are, because to me, that's what really matters the most. Yeah, we talk about the Oscars, we talk about Tonys, we talk about the Emmys, we talk about Billboard Awards, all these other ones. But to get it from your people on Black entertainment television, ran by for us, all of these things, at the end of the day, we're going to take care of our people, and we're going to always support us, and it's time that we keep giving those accolades out and really putting us in the forefront, because we definitely get forgotten about all the time. So we have our own platform, they like, if you don't have it, build it. So here we are having our own platform where you can excel and have awards and be recognized. I think it's awesome.
I think it's beautiful. It was a good show. Oh, Kevin Hart hosted.
Yes.
He's always hilarious, always
consistently.
I love Kevin Hart. I think I've seen every single one of his stand-ups when he's come into town. Like,
yeah, he's a good one.
He's funny to me.
Yeah, he is funny. I love that. See, and bringing the bridging of the generations too. They had Drewski and Kai Cenat there. So like, Asada perked up when she saw that. She was like, okay,
Yeah.
I love it. They have both. Both.
Oh, I saw a clip where Kai Cenat ran into Wale, like in the hallway or something, and he didn't know who he was. And then Wale went up to him and was like, yo, the people are like tripping, like, because you didn't know who I was. And Kai Cenat was just sitting there like, okay. But that's like embarrassing, one, like, if somebody doesn't recognize me, I'm gonna play that off. Like I'm gonna act like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to make it a more of an issue. To me, that's making it
More
more
awkward or
offensive.
anything.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
awkward. And he was mic'd up, so like, and
You could
Kai
hear
was
everything.
streaming when he said this, so you can hear. It's just that was just embarrassing to me. But that's just another, situation of where the two generations are crossing, and but I like the older guys, we gotta stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? So if Pastor I don't know who you are, it's a problem. Okay. Walk by cussing out and he don't know who you are, you might need to step up your cookies a little bit. That's all I'm saying. I would never address it though. I just would not. I would have walked off like that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I would have played it off. But yeah, all in all, I thought it was a great show. From the clips I saw, I didn't get to see the whole thing. Okay, so moving on. Um, let's talk about Elon Musk and Donald Trump and their little billionaire beef they've been having. So, just when we thought tech bros were too rich to be messy, Elon Musk and Donald Trump decided to square up on social media. The drama started with jabs about intelligence, turned into a full on Twitter war, and ended with Elon tweeting regret like a man who finally read his screen time report. So, what started this beef and how did it spiral into a billionaire pettiness?
Well, we have two men that are in a power of position because of not just popularity, but also wealth and access.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when you have two egos and these narcissistic behaviors now joining forces, it's bound to be some conflict at some point because now the diva comes out, the power of authority comes out, as well as
He is bigger.
yeah, pretty much. And so, with all of that being said, very predictable that this was going to happen. To the extent that it's going, it's like I thought it was interesting how Elon became a part of the Oval Office, meetings and just there anyway. So this is not a surprise to me just because everything in this presidency, especially with this president and when he was before last, he's always done things that have been going against our democracy and also laws and rules and regulations that have been put in place for before time. So he's just inventing this a lot as he goes along. So with that being said, the disrespect that came with this, it's like what's done in the dark comes to the light. So this was bound to happen because not only did, the president give power to this, entrepreneur and scientist, billionaire, let alone gave him that confidence of like, you could sit next to me in the Oval Office. And now I'm catching phone calls with the head of Germany and the head of this, China and this and this and this. And it's business involved. It's, an exchange of funds and some contracts going on. So with that being said, the fact that he was throwing out them jabs, Elon was on X, talking about, he's in them files. I'd love to see it because, President Trump was 100% saying, believe the White House whenever we put out these statements. Okay, we're going to believe this, all right, because you were the one that vouched for this man. You were the one that had him up there when you were getting inaugurated. You were the one that has also put your name and stamp on some contracts with this man, and you put him out there in the forefront and introduced us to him on this level. So you know what? We're going to believe everything we see, all right? And not only that, I'm not surprised. It's very predictable. This is just how everything has been. And I feel some kind of way like the fact that I'm just like, I knew this is gonna happen. I just feel like let me just sit this one out. You know what I mean? Like, and just observe. We're just gonna observe this because,
Yeah, I think
be careful what you ask for. That's it.
Yeah, I think they're both, they've always been who they are, So we can't be surprised that now they're beefing and having little petty fights, but it's still so embarrassing. I feel like every day it's just Trump does something like it's just so embarrassing that this is the president of the United States.
It's been embarrassing the last 160 days. What you talking about? Ever since that inauguration when he didn't put his hand on the Bible, it's been
What
embarrassing.
happened to the days of, people in power? We didn't hear from them like that. It was their people, their PR, their whoever. This is the president of the United States of America on X with Twitter fingers. Like, what
But
is
are we surprised? He's been Twitter fingers. He's been saying you're fired and had these shows and his name everywhere on buildings and
how did we get here to the
pop
point
culture?
president? It's our president. Before he was a reality TV star and whatever. He's
This
our
is
president,
America.
and he has Twitter fingers. Like, I can't take him serious. How do y'all take him serious? How did we get here? Elon, like, don't y'all have something else to do? Like, ain't y'all busy, with some business? Don't you got a
Their
country?
business is the most powerful country in the world, the free
And as
world
soon
of
as
the United States of America.
soon
That
as
that
they
is the
started
control.
beefing, Elon's stock went down so bad. I know people who went out and bought Teslas because why not? It's cheap now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know. It's all a joke. It's all funny. I can't take anything serious anymore with this presidency.
I saw a meme that said somebody had their passport and then a little sticky under on it. As soon as like you open it, it says, I apologize in advance, but I don't condone what's going on in our country. Let me in. Something like that. It was crazy.
It's embarrassing. I
Mhm.
mean, they're protesting in LA and other cities.
Rioting
Like,
and protesting and being put to the side and sprayed and rubber bulleted.
yes.
Horrible.
And y'all got Twitter fingers. Y'all are really beefing right now. That I just can't.
Predictable and deflecting.
Yeah,
But again, when you gotta believe people when they tell you they're gonna do something.
for sure. All right. Let's move on to Humble Baddies fan mail.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Want me to
wedding
read that? What is
the
this?
wedding was cute, but so was I.
Want me to
Yeah.
read that?
Oh, you can read it.
Yeah, want me to read it? Let me read it. Read it. Sorry, I know you were. I thought you were. All right, all right. The what? Okay, Humble Baddies mail. It's about that time. Dear Humble Baddies, I showed up to my cousin's wedding looking fine. Beat face, body on display, energy unmatched. Halfway through the reception, the bride told me I was stealing attention and said I should have dressed more respectfully. Girl, it's giving hater in heels. Now the aunties are calling me petty. Was I wrong for looking too good, or was she just mad I was glowing harder than her highlight? Signed, the cousin that whispered about but can't sit next to. Okay, so was the bride insecure or does sis low key cross the line? What you think?
Okay. So I do think there is an etiquette for a wedding. Okay. So I don't think you should outdo the bride. I think you should not wear white. I think you should, follow whatever dress code that they put in the invitation. So I do think there is, a dress code that you should abide by. You should make sure that the bride is the attention, grabber of the event. Okay. Period. But if you fine, you fine. So it don't matter. If I show up, I'm saying? I'm be cute wherever I'm at and whatever I'm in and however I show up. So if, if I followed all the rules and the bride feels some kind of way, I think, and if they say something, it might be an insecurity thing because I know if I'm getting married, my attention is not on anybody else and what they got on and whatever. Beyond me saying hello, how you doing? Thank you for coming, girl. That's all the energy I really have for you. I'm not into like checking out and see if somebody else look better than me at my wedding. So if it got to the point where they were addressing other people, the family is addressing people for how they showed up looking great at their wedding, then I think that might be more of an internal problem. You know, I think y'all are putting too much energy into the wrong things. You need to take a better look at, you know, the situation, what's going on, what's important. You know what I mean? Now, I did see the other day this video going viral. It was two girls riding in a car, and it was the girl driving. It was her birthday, and she was crying and she was upset because her friend in the passenger seat, she was like, girl, you look so much better. It's my birthday. Why would you wear that? You know, you got more body than me. You can't be wearing stuff like that. And it's my birthday and I'm not going to have fun. And da-da-da. Like she was really upset and crying like hysterically because her friend had showed up looking real good on her birthday. And, you know, my friend sent it to me and we just kind of had a conversation about it. And I was just like, you know, first of all, friend was wrong for posting that, you know, recording her and posting her friend in that very distraught, vulnerable moment. But at the same time, for me, that would have been the end of our friendship. You know what I mean? So I guess, you know, posting her being hysterical, it don't even matter because at this point, we're not going to be friends no more because, like, how you going to be mad because I showed up in the body that guy gave me or I bought, whatever. You know, like I can't change my body. I'm going to wear what I wear, you know what I mean? And it's your birthday. You shouldn't be upset with me because of how I look. I don't know. That's weird to me. And her friend was like really upset, like she did it to hurt her. So I feel like, you know, situations like this, it's more there's some internal work that needs to be done if you feel that pressed and insecure to say it, because we all have our insecurities. Like, you know, I'm a human. I've definitely been out with my homegirls and looked at my outfit and been like, "Oh, girl, this ain't it. You're not cute tonight." You know what I mean? Like we all have our insecurities. We all have our moments where, you know, we want to look better or whatever. We all have that. But when you like start acting on it and speaking on it and making it an issue, to me, that's where it's a problem. And I think that that's something internally that you have to work on. But like I said, there are dress codes, there are etiquettes, there are things that we as girls need to do, like girl code. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you as far as the point of you know, as a bride. Well, my first wedding, I there was a dress code, and I feel like the whole point is to have a dress code and to have it respected. One, that my dress code was very much unconventional. It was wear black or white, and or the combination of both. It is what it is.
I feel like that's a normal dress code. Like to tell people like, okay,
well, not at a wedding. Black usually, okay, depends the if that's the attire, but you don't usually see black, right? And then you don't see white because the bride has to be in white. But right. I had 4 children already out, so it was not giving white for me. But y'all be great, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I had a dress code, but at the same time, I was so confident in myself and what my dress was you know, what I had going on and my changes and things like that, where I was focused on me. I know who I invited to this wedding. And the whole point was, I also know that I have some dope friends. You know what I mean? I want y'all to show up and show out because it's it's a festival, it's a party, it's a celebration. I don't have time. I want to make sure everyone's having a good time. They're having good food. There's great entertainment. I'm not worried about, the only thing I was worried about is if you didn't come in the dress code, meaning, you know, black or white. Right color. Yeah. And we low key, I'm gonna be real with you, I had some backups in the back just in case. We had extra suit jackets, and we also had dresses, like 2 dresses that were they were in black. So just in case if things were in different sizes, so just in case some things were popping off, because respectfully, you got to adhere to the bride and groom's request. Now, I'm not stopping a wedding. I'm not confronting anybody at my wedding unless they did something very foul to me or was not invited, something, right? But I'm gonna have people handle that, you know. Second of all, I'm not letting that interrupt and really just kind of change my energy either about this person. You know, your girl is fly. You know, your girl got body. You know how she dressed. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you got to expect that. You got to expect her, you know, to be herself and show up. Now, so it's really is about the bride and the groom in this moment. People do want to take away from that, but I'm not letting it kind of change up my mental or really my energy at all, because she doesn't deserve to have that moment now, spotlighted even more on this young lady, you know what I mean, the guest. I just think it was just kind of petty. But
because first of all, weddings, you know, they be expensive. Sometimes you gotta go out, you gotta buy your outfit, you gotta show up, you might have a babysitter, you might have to go out of town.
Yeah.
So to come out your guests any kind of way other than like grateful that they're there, as long as, like you said, they respected like the dress code, and even if they didn't, I just feel like it's tacky to, meet a guest at your own wedding with any kind of negative energy, because that takes away from your day.
Absolutely.
How would you want to, bring attention to something that really don't even matter anyway? It's
months of planning.
It's about you and your new husband, and so yeah. To the humble baddie writer, Sharelle, no, it's a no. You can't be doing that to your guests. I would say to anybody else who's worried about something like this, you need to be confident in yourself. Always dress in a way that makes you feel confident. Don't try to dress like other people, because when you do that, it shows you're not as confident. You got to find your own style. You got to find something that complements yourself, that makes you feel good, that makes you feel comfortable, no matter what anybody else got on or whoever else is in the room with you. You just got to worry about yourself, okay? Don't worry about nobody else. Sometimes somebody else is gonna look better than you, and that's okay. Yeah. That is okay. And that's when you're supposed to be like, damn girl, you look good. And then she gonna be like, girl, you too. And then that's it. And then boom. That's it. That's the end of it.
Well, let me ask you this then. Have you ever been an accidental main character at somebody else's event?
Ooh. Yeah. 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 No, it's awkward. It's strange. But also, you can't help it if that's the energy you get when you walk in the door. You know what I mean? You can't help that. But also I think it's a way of going about it once you realize, like, okay, it's a different way to handle that situation. I feel like when you realize, like, okay, everybody's excited that this energy is here. I feel like there's a certain way to handle it. You know what I mean? You have to be a humble baddie about the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it shows. If you have to be a warm, welcoming person, and I feel like then it radiates and it rubs off onto everybody else in the room, and then everybody else feels comfortable. Everybody else feels better. It's just really that's really what main character energy is. It's when you can walk in a room and make everybody else feel better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I love. Yeah, I love that too.
So yeah, that could happen, but it's all in how you receive that and how you reciprocate it at the end of the day. Reciprocate that main character energy, that humble baddie energy. Okay, reciprocate it, because it can rub off onto the room. Like good energy, bad energy, all of that rubs off. So reciprocate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So Is that it? Did we answer the question?
Yeah.
The question.
I mean,
Was the bride insecure or did sis low-key cross the line? Both.
yeah.
Is there a limit to how fine you should look at somebody else's big day?
You can't mute your energy, your aura, or your fineness. Please don't. Let's
No.
not. Let's not. And I feel some kind of way if anybody who's a host said, you know what, Lex, can you tone it down? I'd be like, you know what? I'll tone it off. And how
Yeah,
about this? I'm not coming.
that's weird. Oh my gosh. Could you not?
I think we're older too. I feel like we're older, sis, and
Could
like
you
I only expect like Ash, I only expect you to come like ready. Like I expect you to be T. Like I'm like, that's my girl. She gonna be dressing dope. And you expect me to be on part too. Cause matter of fact, if you come in any other kind of way, something's wrong. You know, I'm gonna be like,
I want all my bitches
are
back.
you okay?
I want them to be like, damn.
That's
all
the crew. The crew. Yeah. Who the single one or what's going on? I mean, that's
And
what we want.
it really shows. You can tell those girls who only hang out with like one girl is a 10 and the rest are like 4.5. We know, we can see that. We read through that. That is the insecure girl right there. Because there's no way that you can be hair done, makeup done, outfit like bomb, and your friends ain't put together. Because I can help my friend out. I'm gonna be like, girl, take that off and wear this. Like, you know, I'm gonna give you my heels, my clothes, whatever, so we can, you know, match my energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I know if we friends, 9 times out of 10, you like what I'm wearing. You know what I'm saying? So I already
know your style. We know who you are.
I'm at least, you know, so if you see a girl and she's hanging out with her friends and she's like the baddest one by a long like shot, like then to me that screams like you're a pick me. You want to be seen. You want the attention.
Center, all of that.
Yeah, we can see that, and we don't like that. That's not being a humble baddie.
No,
like,
we don't like that.
You would like, letting your girl go out with her hair messed up or something. Her makeup ain't right. Her lashes crooked or something. Then you are not a good friend.
No.
Period. So don't be that girl.
And that's that.
Yeah. Okay. Do people expect you to dim your light so they can feel bright?
I say it's the wrong people. It's never your inner circle. If it's this circle and they want you to dim it, you know, going back to what we said, then that's not the crew for you. I'd rather you tell me I'm slacking.
Yeah, like girl,
you know, tell me I'm slacking. Like, are you off today, Lex? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, how you feeling? Like, pull me to the side. That's more the energy I need. I think, but we're also older too. Like, you know what I mean? We don't have time for that. We just happy to see each other and have a break or, you know, ready to, you know, have a good time, have a good meal and whatever.
No, that's crazy. You need to get new friends if that's that's a weird thing. That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird. All right, so to close up Humble Baddies episode tonight, who needs to be humbled this week? Let's wrap this show in a Humble Baddies way by handing out this week's Humble Pie. Who showed their ass online this week and who needs a reality check?
I say it's bittersweet to me. It's Elon.
Okay.
He should have humble pie, but actually I'm okay that he exposing some things.
Okay.
So that's the bittersweet humble pie. I'm here for it.
Humble pie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my mama calling me. Let me ask her. Hey, Ma.
Hey.
No, but I'm doing a podcast. I got a question for you. I got a question. Who needs some humble pie this week? Yeah, who been showing their ass this week and needs some humble pie?
It's always Trump, always showing his ass.
See? I'm with Mama, the OG baddie. Yes.
Always
Trump.
Trump.
I said the same thing.
Showing his ass.
You're right.
Who else? Stephen, what's the sports man I can't stand? Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, what
He
he
always
do?
showing his ass. I don't know, something.
Okay.
He done talk bad about somebody. I don't know. He always bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so Donald Trump and Stephen A. Smith. Y'all need some humble pie from the
And Elon Musk.
and Elon Musk. Yeah.
He talking about he's gonna disassemble all the spaceships because he mad. That's
See,
like, I'm
Petty.
gonna take all my toys, I'm gonna take all my toys and go home.
Petty, childish, childish. All right, thanks. Okay, bye.
Well, thank you all for joining us. And Mama making an appearance. Appreciate that.
Mama Dr. Roberts joining
Period.
us on Humble Baddies today.
Yes.
Thank
yes.
y'all so much for tuning in. As usual, make sure y'all like and subscribe and comment and follow. I'm Ash3 Nicole on everything except for Snap. I think I'm Ash3_Nicole. You can write to us at contact@humblebaddies.com. And where can they follow you, Lex?
On Instagram at Alexis_Stoudemire.
Awesome. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Have a good night, everybody. We did it, Joe.
We did.